Peace, power, celebration. Got my Riesling, taking it easy. You know, feels good. Things are good. Life is good. I just want to say cheers, man. Borscht, Stugatz, Ege Ege. You know what I'm saying? Peace, man, to everyone. Shalom. It feels like the Shabbat already. When every day starts feeling like the Shabbat, you're getting close to something. You start making those power moves in your life, cutting those, what I'm saying? Those things that are keeping you grounded and connected to an illusion. Peace to you, because you are no longer a member of that illusion. You might participate voluntarily, but you're not ignorant to it. I'm sure you're having these conversations at work, amongst your people, whoever you're around, and you're getting there. So I got some goodies I want to share, some things I'm putting together, man. For anyway, this is not just about one particular thing and going one. It's just about being ready. It's about being ready. You just want to be ready. We always have a concept, an abstract concept of being ready and having all this stuff stocked into our house. And 3 months of food in your house. Look, man, if you got 3 months of food in your house and the shit hits the fan, people gonna break in your house and take your shit. Oh, I'm gonna board up my windows. They're gonna know, because you got your windows boarded, that you're protecting something. They will eventually get into your house. I'm not speaking madness. I'm telling you, it's a cycle, right? We've seen this happen. We've read about these things, right? Don't be ignorant, people. Don't fall back into Kardashians. Oh, did Kylie Jenner break up with Tigger and she get with Party Next Door? Was Party Next Door already dating her? Wasn't Party Next Door dating? Oh, you know what I mean? Come on, man. Cheers, man. You're no longer part of the illusion. Shout out to B.O.B., man. You know what I'm saying? He'll drop it on you, but maybe you don't understand. Maybe you don't get it. When these things are happening on your earth, you rely on their media to tell you the secrets, when to be ready, when to stay up, when to choose up. Check this out, man. It's a quick drop. This is what's going on in Paris. It's a little graphic, so if you got kids, I'm telling you right now, it's a little graphic. This is real time. Do you really need to understand what's coming to your neighborhood cities? They're practicing. This is just a warm-up. Do you want to be in the cities when this goes down? You see it happening. Ain't nothing going to stop it, right? Watch this. Okay. But that can be an illusion. Do they have orders to trample your holy cities this way? It hasn't been done yet. They're still there. They're still preserved. The wildlife is there. It's just a tourist attraction, right? Check this out. This is a little longer, so I'm going to set you up right. Or maybe we'll just watch a little bit of it. How about that? So I can move on to the drop. I ain't gonna hold this forever.
Updated information in regards to these towers that are popping up all over the place. Looking in detail at some of the things going on here. In Arizona is one of the locations that we're seeing a lot of activity. I'm going to run some video footage here and leave a lot of links, and talk about this more after you guys see this here.
It's Arizona, right? Four Corners, right?
Southern Arizona.
Are they suiting up? They want to surveillance things.
This is the same tower that we've been talking about, popping up all over the country right now in southern Arizona, where I live.
That way is Tucson, that way is the border with Mexico. This is one of those secret towers that are popping up all over the country, specifically in the Southwest. Talk a little bit more about that when I get back into the studio. There's no studio, it's just my house. But at any rate, this is the deal. It's the real deal. These are not cell towers, even though they'll try and tell you they're cell towers. And the reason why we know that is because we've questioned all of our friends who use AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, any other cell phone carriers. Nobody's signal down here, and we have lousy cell coverage. Nobody's signal has been strengthened since this tower went up. I'm going to have my camera lady just show you how they've tried to, they're not really trying to hide it, but go ahead and take all the way up. You can see they try and make it as inconspicuous as possible.
Wow.
This
Whoa.
is a facility.
What is that?
Bring the camera back down. I want you to see it uses an inordinate amount of power. And as we've seen from documents, PDF documents from government websites, these are the help troops, which will eventually be stationed here, communicate probably with Washington, D.C. Fort Huachuca is not far from here. Davis Monthan is not far. Folks, I'm telling you, they're closing in on us. It's starting to happen. I'm going to go back to the studio right now and talk a little bit more about this. Thanks.
And this is a look at the video I put out here not long ago over on Dr. 77 showing these PSSG towers. Now, what's interesting is in this, I show the military PDF at the website, Department of Army. Take a good look at it here.
Is this a play?
No longer is accessible. They have seemingly removed it. I've got it in this video over here, and I'll leave plenty of links, but it shows what the PSSG, this PSSG tower,
Is this play?
For, and it says PSSG tower.
This is for you and your cities.
You can see right there. There was no
Not in the four corners, right outside the four corners.
Everything that happened here in this video. When you see it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. This is now the second place in Arizona, because Pastor Steve, he is down near the border, very close to the border, past Tucson, and we've all seen, I've seen people in Southern California talk about this, these towers popping up, and I'm going to go through a lot of information here to show you that these are definitely being thrown up, and as he stated here, not being used for the people. He also said in an email that when talking to these people on the ground, because this just went up here in 2016, this new one.
That just went up, that crazy looking thing.
When they showed up, he said that there was a trailer that looked very similar to the one that I showed in the other video. And of course, these trees,
let me go up a little bit.
They construct capabilities. Now these are going to work in tandem and provide a layered approach. Is a ground security surveillance.
Pay attention. Go check out Dabu7. He's always on this military job, man. So check this out. This is a document.
Security surveillance and response capability.
Pause it. Check it out.
Requirement to provide a layered approach to integrated sensors and systems of unmanned and automated fusion capabilities. Now these are going to work in tandem in the end with the aerostats, with other things. And these, as you've seen in his video, when you've got people from all different networks, AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, all in the area have been asked, and around this new tower, no one has better service. And he asked the guys on the ground, is this for the people or for the government? And that's when they were like, well, we really can't talk about it, Have a nice day.
Wow.
And pushed on. That's
So,
what they're all like, man.
reality or illusion? You decide. What is all that technology? Do you even want to know? I mean, honestly, do you want to know? Do you feel like you really need to know? Or do you feel like if you take a step back, you see, if they were putting this stuff in Zion National Park and in the Grand Canyon, that's one thing. I'm like, okay, maybe that's not hands off, but I'm just observing and you observe with me. They seem to be setting up like a barricade outside of it in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, right outside of it. Almost like inside the four corners or inside this, you might, have a better vibration. You might be just as protected as the forest, as the animals that are for you, as the gold that's never been found is protected for Israel. And if you don't come with order, you don't understand how we are building this frequency brick by brick. So, without further ado, let's talk about what we need. So, that's what I forgot. Check out Dr. William Mount. Subscribe to him on YouTube. He'll give you a lot of drop on money drop, different things that's happening in the market in Venezuela. This stuff is already happening. So when you see the financial collapse in Venezuela, you understand the gold, all the, man, maybe I can find that right quick. Hold up, y'all. Oh, that was William Mount's drop. Maybe I can find it. It's some good money drop, and then we'll get into some real basic, gear stuff that you can kind of start thinking about. A lot of you guys, already got stuff, so just put it together. The fact is, again, be ready. It's not like, oh, here's a date. Let's do this on this date or this and this date, Subscribe to Lex Will if you ain't already doing it, check his dropout because, he's, has such a great vision. So keep, stay tuned. We're all staying tuned. Everyone is building here, But you need to know how to drop, So stay tuned and see what feels right. It's not about, oh, wait till such and such say. So do what you got to do. Go there now. Why wait? Start camping now. See what's going on. I mean, while all this is, picking up, whenever you feel like I need a breath, maybe I'll take a week camping trip or 2 weeks. Then you might get out there and say, maybe I'll make it 3. Maybe I enjoy this. Maybe I don't have to be tied to the illusion and stressed out. Maybe I can just be in paradise the way I was supposed to be. Same when you got kids, they're supposed to be in paradise, right? You want the best for your kids. If they're bad, they don't want to have no order. They want to call another daddy. They want to do stupid things, and you're like, all right, you don't deserve none of this. None of this at all. So, all right, let's check out this William Mount, and then we'll keep it pushing, flushing, and fluctuating, man. Hope everybody's feeling good. You should feel like, if you're exhausted, it's good because a lot of stuff is being activated. Be patient with yourself. You ain't going crazy. You're being, remember how Neo was acting? He wanted to fight, get away from me. You're going to feel kind of, that's up to you. Some of y'all already connected and it's not really a big deal. But if you're not connected and energetically speaking, it's going to be difficult at first, but keep searching, keep reading, keep an open mind, pray. Talk to Hey. If you never talk to Hey, it's a good time. I don't know if I can find it, man. I had it earlier. I don't want to take too much of your time. Dang sure don't want to take my own. Oh, there we go. U.S. seizing gold and silver mines across America. So all of a sudden now we got the U.S. seizing gold and silver mines. Now they're shutting down the mines, making it no one can get it. So at the same time, the oil-backed economy has dropped. Oil has dropped so much a barrel, I think over $100 a barrel over the last year or so. So now it's down to what, $20-something? I don't know. But then the gold that's supposed to be backing it is now being seized. So now you have a perfect disaster scenario where you can't back it with gold. It's being seized by these particular, folks that say they have it. Again, they have 770 million acres of your land in a trust. All right, they can't use it. They just can hold it. You have to go back and claim it. If it's yours, claim it. I mean, what's the big deal, right? Isn't that? You don't have to pick up and leave the country. You can actually go to your land. This is actually plausible. You can walk there and say, all right, well, I'm home. And no one's there because it's yours. And they've held it for you. If you're going to fight for something, fight for your land, fight for your inheritance, fight for your children to grow up in the zone and the vibration. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what you should do. But the fight is going to be literally, walking. The fight is going to be driving. And if you're nowhere near the Four Corners, that's okay. We got some stuff. Find a wilderness near you. You know what I'm saying? I don't recommend being in any major, city, man. I mean, when it comes down to it. And it looks like it's coming down to it. Let's check out a little bit of this. This is from Dr. William Mount. Check it out.
And we found out that they had been seized by the government. Apparently somebody whined and complained and went to court. And the feds moved in and ordered the mine shut down and the outlet shut down. So we talked to them, what is going on with gold and silver mining? And they were quite verbal, in fact. And it turns out that silver and gold mines are seized by the U.S. corporation across the nation. And there are several ways that they are shutting them down. Now, we're supposed to have gold and silver-backed currency by the first. Like the dollar's going to crack, and we're going to have all our silver and gold mines closed. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, right?
Yep.
Total economic meltdown. Venezuela in the United States. Well, that's in fact what is happening. The reasons for the failures fall into several categories. One, they pimp out somebody and sue a mining company because it makes too much noise, or they defame them, or something. And so the United States corporation pimps these people out to take these mines to court, and then they shut them down. So we talked to them, what is going on with gold and silver mining? And they were quite verbal, in fact. And it turns out that silver and gold mines are seized by the U.S. corporation across the nation. And there are several ways that they are shutting them down. Now, we're supposed to have gold and silver-backed currency by the first. And the dollar's going to crack, and we're going to have all our silver and gold mines closed. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, right? Total economic meltdown. Venezuela in the United States. Well, that's in fact what is happening.
Okay.
The reasons for the failures fall into several categories. One, they pimp out somebody and sue a mining company because it makes too much noise, or they defame them, or something. And so the United States corporation pimps these people out to take these mines to court, and then they shut them down.
Corporation.
The second reason, and I saw this with the Forest Service, we'll talk about it in a minute, is the EPA walks in and says you don't have enough permits. But we'll talk about that in a minute. The third reason is operating costs are higher than their sales, thus suppressing gold and silver prices, and they bankrupt the mines, and then they're purchased by the Rothschild's banking system. And I had a gold miner come to me and said that he was threatened to sell to a bank. He was bankrupt, he shut the mine down, but he had plenty of money, so he was just going to hold on to the land because he liked the land. Okay. He knew where all the mine shafts were, and that's where he lived. And the banksters sent in some hitmen and said, sell us the mine or you're dead. So he sold them the mine, and then they proceeded to shut the mine down. I mean, they just walled it off.
Now, why is that? Because they got no respect for this clown. They know it's not his land. They know he's not divinely protected. But if it's you, remember, it's principalities, it's energy, it's a frequency war. They're subdued by order. It's real simple. Did chaos come out of order, or order come out of chaos? Do you believe in the Big Bang, that it's some type of magical chaos that formed magical you? The trees and the flowers and antelopes and everything came from chaos? And then came a creator out of chaos and put order into that? No, that came out of chaos. You know what I'm saying? That is chaos. Was instructed to be chaos. Is in sequence of chaos. Is in the vibration of chaos. Has the signature of chaos. So if chaos comes out of order, thus our creator creates, thus you have the power. And they're waiting for you to take it back.
The next thing are the permits needed to open a mine. So let's say you've got a Volkswagen Bug motor, you're down on a river sucking up the gravel, and you're getting a lot of gold, and then what happens is you mine the river out, and then you come back 3 or 4 years later, and there's more gold. Well,
everybody's still in our gold.
Forest Service as a temporary employee, I inspected some mines, and I gave them all great reports because they were not affecting the environment. If they did, I'd be pissed. So what happens is then they come back 4
from, they mine it out and they come back and they might have 2 or 3 mine sites. So then they come back to the original one. Well, they've got the Corps of Engineer permit, they got the Fish and Game permit, they got the Game and Fish permit, they got the Forest Service permit, they got the BLM permit, they got the blah, blah, blah. Well, now there's almost 20 different permits to reopen a mine. And the problem is you don't know what permits you need. So there is no agency that says, well, hey, did you get a Corps of Engineers permit? Did you get a permit from this new agency that opened that's owned by a French corporation called the Puget Sound Clean Air Quality Control Board? There are agencies sprouting up all over the place, calling them government agencies. They tax you, and there's no paperwork to start these agencies. They just start up. The United States corporate government is the biggest fraud ever perpetrated against the U.S. people in the world. A corporation cannot tax a corporation.
Wow.
So the IRS, corporation owned in England, taxes you because your name is written in capital letters, and they tax you, which is illegal, which is why there are no laws permitting the IRS to collect taxes. It's voluntary.
It's voluntary. There's no laws permitting the IRS to collect taxes, yet we give them the voluntary power to do so by signing up to the fictitious system to begin. Our birth certificates, all that is signed to the fictitious system. So you just said a corporation can't tax a corporation. So if you go by a fictitious business title, meaning your government name in all caps is your fictitious business title. That's your straw man. A lot of people know about this. Your straw man is your other self. It's your 440 self. It's your fictitious business illusion self that they create, and they torture you until you wake up and say, hey, what do you mean this in all caps? My name is this. I'm sovereign. All that debt that's signed over to that person in all caps, and that fictitious person, all those taxes you're trying to tax that corporation, they're taxing your corporation. And they throw your corporation in jail, except that you say, yes, I am that corporation. I'll take the heat. And you sign yourself over, go into court, represent that corporation, and allow them to get their money back, whatever they want, by putting your body in prison and then making money off your body because you have voluntarily signed up to serve for your corporation, your title, your straw man. A corporation can't tax a corporation.
But I'm going to tell you, fill out your 1040. Pay your taxes. It's a fight you don't want to take on unless you're willing to spend the rest of your life in and out of jail, because these are some real thugsters. Now, in a sick move, we talked about the Department of Energy.
So you see the fear? He just dropped you to drop, but then he said, don't even try to fight this. These people crazy. They'll find a way to put you in jail regardless. But you just said a corporation can't tax a corporation. So what's reality? What's the illusion? So we should live the illusion because of a fear of being put in further captivity? When does it stop? When does the captivity end? If you pay your taxes, everybody does that. Does the system ever end? No, you just continue to feed the system forever. Remember, the Pope said in 1452, subjugate the Saracens and pagans and enemies of Christ, and all the duchies, principalities, take all their land, take everybody who's an enemy of this idol we're going to introduce to the Western Hemisphere. We're going to call it Christ, the anointed of the Greeks. They're going to get down with it. They're going to be in love with it. And it's going to be their destruction. Even more than that sun god, moon god stuff. Because now we can't wake up. We got to call ourselves Christian. We don't care about all the crosses around us. We don't care about all the idols, all the pagan stuff around us, all these religions. We don't care about our Creator, which means we don't care about His people. And that's why black people are at the bottom and no one cares. You have to care. You have to care enough to stop calling yourself black. You got to care enough to get your land back, to get your titles back, to get your name back. Stop being called black. You don't exist in that illusion. You have color. You are a color. What color are you? And if you are black, power, power, my melanated, rich, melanated brother, sister. If you're copper color, power, power. If you light tan, power, power. If you green, power, man, just get in order. Money drop. Pay attention, man, because this is the gold stuff we're talking about.
Truck driver from Hanford Nuclear Reservation, and another combat engineer of mine, he was an employee, stated that they dumped nuclear waste, which is dissolved nuclear rods, down at least a dozen mine shafts on the Spokane Indian Reservation. And I'm sure they do it at the Yakima Indian Reservation. You see, the Environmental Protection Agency has a contract. It's amazing. They have a contract with whoever runs the Indian Reservation. So what we end up with is places that look like this. This is on the Spokane Indian Reservation. They go in there, they dump their nuclear radiation down these mine shafts. That's a place where they dump nuclear radiation. Yeah.
They're working together. You see these so-called natives, these Indians, they got this little hookup. They got these reservations. They got this little land for selling somebody's stuff. They got rewarded by this kingdom. That's what you got to focus on. Just like it was with field Negroes and house Negro. You see the house Negro getting all these rewards. It's like, hey, man, holla. You know what I mean? That's how you got to look at it. So they're there, and what he say, they got a contract so that they can come just dump the land, make it radioactive. Now they got to live amongst being ready. So they themselves get cursed. And then you hear today like, oh, man, well, they're going through something too. Hell yeah, they're going through something. Hey, don't forget. What you think?
Caution, radioactive material. Now that goes into the groundwater. Well, Pennett's right over here. There are a dozen of these places. They're the owners of the mines. Now, how do you get a radioactive area out in the middle of frickin' nowhere? Because Hanford Nuclear Reservation is dumping their nuclear radiation down into the groundwater, which seeps into the river, which goes into the oceans. So they drive out to these old abandoned mine shafts. There's another picture of the mine shaft near Well Pinnet. Warning, radioactive. The other thing it's doing is killing the trees. So as the mine shafts, see, there's a typical, not sure what they're doing, but the water is all contaminated, every bit of it. That's why you get those areas out in the middle of frickin' nowhere, EPA Region 10. Now the person responsible for that is the 13th Administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency, Gina McCarthy. That is the gal responsible for dumping nuclear waste down the mine shafts. I thought you'd want to see that picture. So when you pray, focus on her. Wow. Karma's only a bitch if you're a bitch. Well, Gina McCarthy, you're about to get yours. What I mean by that is you can't continue to kill people by dumping nuclear radiation down a mine without some payback.
Right.
Don't know how it's going to happen.
You're right about that. You're right about that, man.
So how are they going to open that radioactive... Think about this for a minute. How are they going to open that radioactive silver mine? How are they going to get in that pit and start pulling more silver or gold out of there if that's nothing but a radioactive pit, a radioactive slurry pit? They drive the trucks up, go to a spot, dump it down there, spills all over the place, and they go back. They do another load, another load, another load. Pretty soon that pond fills up with water. Dissolved nuclear rods. You know, the nuclear accident in Los Angeles in the 50s was not an accident. They purposely dumped some nuclear rods into a pile, and it burned down in, and it hit the oil layer, and that's radioactive burning oil that's covering Los Angeles right now.
Wow. That methane.
So if you're driving through Los Angeles and you see all this black soot, it's radioactive. You'll probably be dead very soon. It's just the way it is. So now,
as an LA boy, that hits home. Okay, so we dropped the methane drop. We've been dropping this stuff, the radio stuff, all that. We got to get back to it because we don't understand that this is worse than the BP oil spill in California was coming out. What's that, Fort whatever, you know what I mean? But it's around that house, it's right in our air. We got to do something. When have you not done anything? What religion has told you, just fall back, man? Jesus coming. He's gonna come, man. Oh, they're gonna give you a light show. but it ain't light work. You're gonna get a light show, but it ain't light work. So I'll drop that. You'll get more on it. And let's get back to the regularly scheduled program here. Right. All right, Mike. All right. Crikey, Mike. All right, so you see what's going on. I mean, I didn't have to search for it. You just have to want to know. You have to want to not be asleep while the boogeyman comes. Because at least if you open your eyes, you might be able to see the punch coming your way. Closing your eyes in a fight has never done anybody much good. At least has a decency to cover up. And that's suiting up. If you cover up, what are you going to cover up with first? Hey, energy. Know that their energy, their grid, is only under the firmament. You have the octaves within yourself. Remember, the kingdom is within. To connect at any moment to your Father above the firmament, but you got to be in order. Hey. You got to care about Israel. You got to care about your family. You got to care about this frequency. You got to care about your people. You got to care about yourself. All that stuff is in order, right? So, all right. So enough with the laptop. Enough with all that. Let's get right to it. You know, I just picked up a couple things that I wanted to, you know, I've never gone camping. Not really camping, you know what I mean? So, everybody's all excited. You know, maybe we can do like we might do this. It's a good idea to do like a warm-up camping trip. You know what I'm saying? So we got some stuff around us in LA, or, you know, not too far. That might be cool, you know, to take the kids and, you know, Chef Candy and go on a nice little thing. So I started getting things, you know, that I figure I needed. You know, I asked around, did a little recon. Only got some of it. But as I add to it, I'll let you know. So you get to see the very first things going into, you know what I'm saying, my particular, you know, setup. And again, it can't be that much. Everybody got to be able to carry something. It's not about storing food and water in your house. It's about being mobile, to be nomadic. Nomadic means it's hard to kill you if you're on the move. You're not in one place. See, it's easy when they got you sitting like sitting ducks, watching LeBron James. Remember, Caesar gave, at the very end, he gave his people nothing but shows to keep them in that illusion. You have TV, done. Radio, done. I mean, this is Caesar on crack. It's hard to break out his illusion. You got to stop. You just got to stop. You got to want to care. If you don't care about yourself, care about someone else, man. Say, man, you know what? If I'm going to do something in my life, you know, maybe this could be dope. Worst come to worst. You go for a month, you go for 2 weeks, you go back home, man. Like, you got to sell your home, sell your everything, break your lease. Just go on a camping trip. See how you like it. Because when the shit hits the fan, no one's going to ask you for your rent money. People just going to try to break in your house and look for water. The same people asking for rent money are going to be having to protect their families. It's going to be no one stopping people from breaking in your house. You're going to have to do it yourself. But you're going to have to try to guard it with your shotgun. You might as well be in swag frequency. If you can. If nothing's preventing you, if nothing is preventing you from getting out there, get your ass out there. If nothing's preventing you, man, from walking, if whatever the case is, you know what I mean, research what's in your area if you know where near close. Or, I mean, you know, people make trips all the time. Even if you are a distance away, it might be a good idea to check out that particular location, the one that we're digging in, because something's bringing us there, right? That inner voice is like, this makes so much sense. How come I never thought about that? Because we've been put, a spirit of stupor's been put on us. We've been stupid to this stuff. You gotta be stupid to not know you're on your own land. So I'm not gloating or feeling like, ooh, look at this. Like, how stupid was I? That's a curse. That's curse 101, to not know you're on your own land. To have to teach your people, to have to go to another world. to go home? When your grandma, great-grandma, great-great-grandma, granddad, everyone fought and died here. 300 million slaughtered. Where'd them people go? Where'd the remnant go? Oh, I know. Ulysses Grant said, I got 7 million Aztecs to build the railroad. He knew who you were. In his writing, his documentation, he called you Aztecs. 7 million out of 300 million were still left. The children that were big enough to work on the railroads. So this is what we got so far. First, you want a good bag. You know what I'm saying? Lex dropped something on this too. So I'm following up with all that. And you know, if you got some stuff to share, share, man. I mean, we all need some drop. So I got this joint from Sports Authority. This is probably like the most expensive part of really my whole situation. I mean, you know, my homie Max, man. Shout out to my homie Max. But yeah, he made sure I had the right things, you know, at the right prices. You know, this is the bag he likes, so, you know, I went with it. I said, hey, you're my fairy godfather of camping, man. So, what's in the bag? All right. So, when you check out William Mount, he always says this, you know, food, water, heat, ammunition, light, I think is one more thing. But, all right, let's see what we do. So, you want some type of light luminary thing. This is called a Helix base cap. You know, he said it was cool. 250 lumens. I forgot this. I think this was probably like 20 bucks or something like that. But it's not bad. I ain't tried it out. This is not tested. Don't take my word for it. But this is Max's word. Well, I'm just giving you examples of type of stuff you're going to need in your tent. You know, you're going to want some light. You might want to read. You might want a few of these. Who knows? All right. Got your light. I mean, look. This is just GP. This is regular stuff. This is very legal. But, you know, some basic type of cutting material. I'll read the specs. This is a buck knife, hunting knife. You know, regular little hunting knife. You know? It is what does it say? Buck 110 liter, made in the good US of A. But, you know, you can buy these anywhere. Again, it's not 6 inches or nothing crazy, but it's a good basic switchblade, a good hunting knife. According to the specs, the blade 3 3/4, 9.5 centimeters, clip 420 HC steel, length 4 7/8. 7 is about 7 ounces. The handle is a Macassar ebony diamond wood with brass bolsters. Macassar ebony diamond wood with brass bolsters. But this was again, this was, you know, it's like 40 bucks or so. But I wanted a good one, something sturdy and handy, you know, to use. And comes with a clip. You put on your belt. You're good. You know, for the little things, you might have to slice and dice in the wild. What else do we have in our bag? Again, man, champagne campaign. You know, if you had a long day, you don't like, you know, get some water, hydrate. You know. Just be grown. Be grown and sexy for a change. Be sexy. It's just sexy, you know. And this is a cool. It's not a buck, and they think buck has a good one. But check out this one too. It's all right, I guess. This is what I was told. They come bigger than this, but hey, you ain't got nothing else. And this is a mini flint sparker with lanyard, basically like a little fire starter. High performance flint will ignite a wide range of timbers. Kind of shows you a little diagram of how you'll use it. You know, again, smooth perspective said you got to fire once, you should have that fire your whole time. You know, you can always keep your fire. In other words, you don't have to keep doing new fire every day. I recommend everybody, I don't care if you're going camping or not, first aid, man. We all get a little clumsy sometimes, so that's what I got. All right, what else? My favorite part. Oh, this is cool. It's kind of like, it's kind of squishy. But this helps the acoustics. This is a whistle. Apparently animals don't like this, or it kind of throws them off a little bit. It gets too loud, or you hear some weird sound to it. I don't want to be too loud. My kids got their sleeping bag, so they're taking like a little quasi camping trip in their room. I might upload some footage on that so you can see. Actually, if you've seen this, you've already probably seen the footage that I took today, because I did it before. So whatever, I'm gonna drop it probably before, but cool. So yeah, it's like a little whistle. You might get separated. You might need a whistle anyway. So something might be wrong with you. I don't know, but you might need to whistle. Something loud. Might shake some things up. Remember, sound, vibration. Oh, what else do we got? Oh, this is the last one in here. All right, cool. I mean, of course, you're always gonna want some handy gloves. I got a bunch. Always gonna want some gloves. Compass, man. If you don't know where you're going, if you don't know where you at, you don't know where you're going. But you definitely gonna want a compass. This is kind of cool. The ones that are multifaceted, because they can actually, you can use them different ways. See how big my eyes get when I do this. It's funny. Had Chef Candy laughing. Are my eyes big? Did you see that? I can't see it. She said, your eyes got so big. Oh. All right. I don't think it works this way. I haven't really tried to use this with the stars or nothing yet. But yeah, you got your compass, some basic stuff. And I think we good. Last but not least, Oh, wait. I can't forget. You might need to be a handyman and chop down a tree. So this is a good old-fashioned camp axe for camping. And yeah, non-stip, has a cool little grip to it. You can get your swing on, you know what I'm saying? Get your swing on. You know what I'm saying? So, camp axe, not bad. Unless you need to get your chop. Chop. Alright, so let's recap. We got our trusty bag. This is just a North Face joint. I like it. If you can see the inside of it. It has all that cushion. You can see the thickness on it. A lot of cushion in it. So it really helps your back. And lots of compartments. I mean, I don't have to get into it. You can tell it's a pretty good bag. So I'm excited to at least kind of have, I've been one of those guys that, I've been learning, but I haven't really fully digested, man, all this information. I've just been dropping it. But now suddenly it's like, I don't have much ready. So, don't talk about it, be about it. So now at least I feel good. I got some things I can add to, a couple things. You know what I mean? Keep them in the car. Map out your area. You know what I mean? If something goes down, you got to get into, we're just talking about safety 101. This is really survival drop. I'll tell you the truth on GP. But if we're looking into applying it towards the information that we have been studying, rounding up together, drop by drop, brick by brick, then I think things will work out. Again, don't let them shake you, all this stuff. Contamination is this and that. Certain waters are off limits. That's just, we don't have to guess it. We don't have to guess if certain things are off limits. We can open our eyes and say, oh, clearly that's been off limits. Who does that belong to? That seems nice, pleasant. It's so pleasant that they are, having a great time. They're having a great time in your frequency. How great of a time are they having in your frequency? How awesome is it? How much fun is going on behind your back? Why you stressed out in the hood? Let's see. Let's see. We'll vibe out on this one. But remember, how much fun are they having? How much fun are they having in your vibration? Why aren't you doing headstands? Oh, I forgot, you're spinning already. Axe. It's not bad. I think it was about close to 20 bucks. The backpack's like 180. If you get a deal, maybe you can get it for 130. These are cheap, you know, a couple bucks. This was the deluxe one, so this I think was about 40 bucks for the deluxe. This was like $5, $4, $3 or $4, $3 or $4. Fire starter. You know, this might have been like 30 bucks, something like that, you know. But I need more light. One thing you need is light. You know what I'm saying? You're going to need food and water, but you see there is food and water. You just need really a filter, as well as some snacks and stuff that you need. But you definitely need backpacks, and you definitely, you need some cutting materials. You need some first aid. I need a lot more. I need more stuff. Last but not least, you need a tent. You need a tent, dog. You need a tent. By the way, can we do some flat drop? Does not Heya Heya, the Most High Creator, say, I stretched out the heavens like a tent? So see, the circle you see in Isaiah 40:22 does not refer to a circle or ball or sphere. It refers to shawug. Shawug. Hebrew. CHUWG. That is the word, the verb. That means roundness. Roundness. Shawug is roundness, the round dome, the round firmament. He stretched out the heavens like a dome, like a tent to live in. Your earth is flat, you know, mountains and stuff. 4 corners with a dome-like firmament or vibrational layer of celestial luminaries within, waters below, waters way above, higher vibrations. 440 hertz keeps you here. 432 opens up all 12. It touches all 12 with the musical octaves. 440 keeps you at 8 out of 12. Research it yourself. Those stars connect to the ground at some point, which is what Enoch said at the ends of the earth. He saw the stars coming in and out the portals. He saw a prison for the stars and a part that hung on nothing. That's your tent. That's your world, and we need these again to return to our world. This is a Horizon Alpine Design 510. This is good for 5 people. Oh, and you can get your swole on, homeboy. You might wake up, say, ooh, hey. You know, you can do all kinds of things, man. Just wake up and just feel all right. You know, put somebody in the headlock today. Say, yeah, take that. Get in your tent. Get ready. Suit up. Choose up. So, y'all know I'm a little animated, but how much fun are they having in your vibration? Dig on it. Suit up. See that? How much fun are they having in your vibration? Zion National Park. Utah. Utah. How much fun are they having in your vibration? And will you return? Will you awake to take it back? Are you willing to take it back? This is yours, Negro. Anasazi. Azteca. Maya. Yasharal. Hebrew. Israel. Do you understand? Do you understand? Look at these pictures of your home. Look at all that grass. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Alright, enough of that shit. The bottom line is that when you understand it's yours, it pisses you off, right? It's not like, ooh, that looks fun. They look like having a good time. It's like, get off of my things. Don't put your foot on my couch. You know what I'm saying? So, alright, so stay up, suit up, choose up. Love y'all. Do what you gotta do. You know, get right. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Everything's going to be alright. Okay? We don't play. No, no, no. Not today. You're home. You're home. You are home.